Hi, good evening, everybody. I hope you had a good weekend. And today we're going to talk about productivity habits. As I said, that habits form a very important part of our everyday life, and especially in facing challenges in life. So, today I'll be talking about habits. And again, I wish to reiterate that please see my previous videos because everything revolves around your mind, your body, and your physiological and psychological functioning. And it's never too late to hire a coach or find a mentor or a coach, be it anybody, but somebody good who can guide you because we need mid-course corrections in our lives. So don't go with a misnomer that, I am perfectly talented. I have all the skills. I have all the resources. But the problem is not of what you have. The issue is how you use them to your benefit. That is very important. And that is why when I give you these topics, I deliberate over them and basically out of my experience of last 4 decades and having studied psychology, having experimented with it in my days of soldiering, I have come to some basic facts and conclusions because they help in increasing your productivity, they increase help in enhancing your performance. And automatically you'll find yourself, you know, getting your goals, living the life the way you want to live. So I welcome you all today. Today is a busy Sunday. There is the India Park match in the US. There is French Open. There is GP Moto happening. And of course, there is the swearing in ceremony of our Prime Minister. So our hands are full. And I hope to finish very soon so that you can choose what you want to do later on this Sunday night and enjoy yourself. So let's start. And this is basically productivity habits. Now, in productivity habits, I will first start with what are habits? What is it that makes it a habit? So, habit is nothing but a regular tendency where you you are basically doing something repeatedly again and again so that there is a reward at the end. So it is a settled tendency and it is a usual manager a usual way of your behavior because you have become accustomed to it. When I say you, I'm talking about your brain. The neurological pathways have been formed and they perform the work, that particular activity in automatically as if on autopilot. So you don't have to pay any attention. Most of the times you don't even know you're doing that. The simplest example I can give you is of smoking. People who smoke, when they have the urge because the nicotine levels go down in the blood, they automatically light up. Now they don't have to think. It just happens automatically. Same is the case with driving. It becomes a habit. You change gears, you brake, you accelerate, but your mind is somewhere. Yet you're driving. So it is a regularly repeated behavior with little or no thought. You don't think when you're exercising your habits. And it is a learned activity, it is a learned form of behavior. And always and every time it happens subconsciously. Your conscious brain is not aware that you're doing that. Again, I'll give you an example of anxiety. Moment you're told that you have to face 50 people and talk to them, automatically fear grips you that no, I can't do public speaking. I'm not good at talking. I can't face audience. I can't walk up from the stage. So these are the things which actually tell us that habits make you perform. They are actually helpful in usual behaviors like brushing your teeth, getting ready, driving a car. All these are so there's no waste of time. And there are, with habits, you have quick and efficient responses. You save time, you don't have to think about it, your mind is elsewhere, your conscious mind is focusing on the presentation you have today in the morning at 10 o'clock. But wait a minute, all bad habits can backfire. Remember this. choose your habits wisely. Only the habits which are empowering, which are helping you, take them, otherwise, leave them. And let me tell you, once your brain is wired to do something, it will continue doing it. And it is very difficult to break the habit loop. I will tell you what is habit loop. I'll come back and I'll let you know. Okay, so this is all about habit. Now, all habits are formed by our experiences and by our needs. So it can be physiological, it can be mental. And all these habits either help us achieve productivity or take away the productivity. That means we become unproductive. Okay. So you have to be very careful and aware of your habits. So let's see how the habits work. Now, as I told you, habits are deliberately cultivated. We deliberately cultivate those habits. Like, let's say I have to exercise every day. Now I go to the gym every day. It becomes a habit for me. Elimination is possible. I don't want to eat too much. I'm putting on a lot of weight. I have to control my habit of binging on snacks and potato chips. It's a habit. Whenever I'm stressed, I reach for a packet of chips or I start eating something, binging something, so I can eliminate that if I'm self aware and I'm conscious and mindful. And habits are adopted to achieve personal goals. We do some things to increase our productivity or go towards that outcome or desired goal. So, habit is, in this case, a habit can be daily reading a book which relates to your desired outcome, or improving the field by learning. Learning is a habit. So you start learning and you start learning in the desired field to achieve your outcome. So now we associate certain cues. Now cues are triggers. Those triggers are the ones which are responsible for our behavioral responses. Like the example I gave you of talking to the audience of 50 people and suddenly somebody gets anxious. That is a behavioral response. And this has been triggered automatically because of the experience. Right. So this is the habit loop. There is a cue or a trigger. Then there is routine, that is the behavior. And in the end, there is a reward. So let's say I am anxious. So suddenly I get a trigger that, yes, buddy, you're anxious. My behavior changes. I become, I come into flight fight mode. My muscles tighten and I suddenly start looking for food. And my reward is eating that food. I feel comfortable. I feel happy. Oh, okay, okay. Now I have somebody with me. Similar is the case of, let's say, drug addiction. There is a urge, that is a trigger, the cue. The routine is he either becomes agitated, desperate, to find that drug and to ingest it in his body. And the reward is his nerves are calmed, he's relaxed, he's back to his normal state, which is not a natural state. So, this habit loop is happening in various domains of your life, in every day, every moment of your life. And most of us are not aware of our habits. It can be depression, anxiety, it can be fear, it can be anger. So all these emotions are routine. They come into the routine behavior, which are the manifestations of the triggers. And finally, there is a reward. So now I want to ask you a question. Quickly type in the chat box. What is the difference between habit and a routine? What is routine and what is habit? Anybody who can just type in the chat box what you feel it is. Are habit and routine the same? Okay, I'll make it simple for you. Habit is an ingrained behavior. It has an impulse. That impulse can be an urge to smoke, urge to eat, or urge to, take something which is, let's say, a substance which gives you a high, momentary high. That impulse is always there in a habit. But a routine is like a timetable. It is a activity which you're doing which has thought, which has awareness. Oh, 9 o'clock is my English class. Okay. 9:45, I have to go for this meeting. 11 o'clock, I will take the next class. So this is a routine which you are following. So it's different than habit. Routine is external. You are aware of it. You're going through that because it is a deliberate activity which is going on in your daily life, in your workplace, or anywhere else. But habit can be at the workplace, can be at home, can be in your leisure, can be anywhere. So simple example I can do is smoking. You're going on a holiday, you're traveling, you feel the urge to smoke, you end up smoking. So that is the difference. Now, the habits which are categories which I will tell you now is basically there are cognitive habits, there are behavioral habits, there are emotional habits, there are health habits, procedural, social, and productive habits. Now, cognitive habits are the habits which are related to thinking, reasoning, and perceiving. So, how we perceive the reality and how we react to them, like pessimistic tendencies. Whenever I see my life, I say, "Oh, it's my life is not the way I want it to be." Behavioral, it is automatic and repetitive. You continue doing something again and again. For example, a lady in the house, she switched off the gas flame, but every time she is going to check and check and check again and again whether it is the gas flame is shut, gas flame is shut. Okay. Emotional is the responses which you give to a situation. For example, there's something not going your way, then you get angry. That emotional response is anger. Health. Health, it encompasses behaviors related to physical and mental well-being. For example, exercising. A habit, I have a habit to exercise because I know when I exercise, it will benefit me mentally and physically. Procedural, in procedural habits, you have a sequence of actions which are automatic. For example, playing a musical instrument. So you play sare gama, and that gets ingrained in your brain. Social is behaviors, how you behave in the social circles, interaction with people, making relationships. And productive are, they are habitual behaviors that promote productivity and efficiency. Now, in productive, a simple example I can give you is time management. Anybody who has a habit of managing his time, I can say he has a productive habit. So that is very important that you understand these things. Right. Now, let's see what habits of mind that are there which help us or which do not help us. So basically, habit formation is physiological as well as psychological. So in physiological, that is with the body, there is a nervous signal which is prompted by repetition of an action. So let's say I go for running, so that action is repeated and my physiological changes take place. My blood pressure, my blood circulation, that changes take place. In psychological, we learn to retain any learning or experience we acquire, and that becomes a habit. So, like first time there's a person who's smoking and he acquires this, he likes it. It becomes a habit for him. So, habits are basically formed because they are actually making you work towards your desired goals. But if left unattended, there can be a problem for you and they can take you away from you. So the cue here of habits of mind is please take a paper and a pen in your free time. Write what are your conscious habits. Conscious habits are those habits which can be recognized. Example, eating too much when in stress, smoking, or negative thinking. Hidden habits, most of our habits are hidden. So like I gave you the example of presentation, anxiety. When do I get anxious? You must ask yourself this question. Be mindful, be aware. What are your thoughts when a situation is presented to you where you feel uncomfortable, where you feel scared? And these hidden habits are the part and parcel, they become the part and parcel of our decision making process. We don't make rational decisions, and the trouble starts is that we do not get the desired outcomes. So it is very important that we do self questioning. You ask yourself simple questions. I'll give you an example. How many times in a week do I exercise? What for words and phrases do I use a lot? What gestures and actions I make when I'm talking to people? This. You have to be aware. And as I had told some time ago, keep a notebook with you, observe this, or give it 15 days, 2 weeks, and you'll find you'll get a beautiful pattern emerging about your behavior, about your actions, about your thoughts, about your emotions. Read it through after on the 16th or 17th day, you'll get some picture about your personality. What is my routine? How do I react to negativity? These are some questions which I call it self-questioning, which you need to do on everyday basis. And if you go a step further, if you look for a coach or a mentor, he is going to fine tune it and is going to bring you to a level where you can use your resources and increase your productivity and efficiency. Right. So now I will tell you about something interesting. That is the pyramid of mastery. Now you see, if you see this pyramid at the very bottom, at the base, there is physical body. Second is emotions and meaning. Third is relationships. Fourth is time. Fifth is career and mission. Sixth is finances. And finally, you have contribution and spirituality. Now I'll make you understand how this works. Now, if you have a good physical body, that means you're physically fit, mentally fit, you will automatically have positive emotions and there'll be meaning to your life. So one leads to two. Now, if you have a good physical body and you have positive emotions and you have your meaning to life, then the third thing becomes successful. That is, your relationships become good because you are displaying some energy which is positive, which is magnetic, and which is attracting people to you. So your relationships with people automatically improve. Then what happens? Time. So let's see. When you manage first, second, and third tier, you automatically manage the fourth one. So what is the fourth one? Is the time. Your time management improves. Why it improves? Because you're devoting adequate time to serial number 1, 2, 3. There is no fire in you, there is no urgency in you, you're in control of the situation, you are able to manage your things, you're giving adequate time to important things. Then comes your career and mission. So what happens when you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 in place? Your career and your mission in life automatically improves. You're better focused, you're productive, you're energetic, you're passionate, you become creative, and automatically your career shoots up. You start getting promoted, you start finding success, people appreciate your work, and there is a mission. You find a purpose in your life, you find your why. Now, if 1 to 5 are in place, you automatically get the sixth one, that is finance. Your finances improve. Why? Because you're growing in your workplace, in your job, you're getting promotions, you're getting accolades. So automatically your financial status increases because your status has increased. And finally, there comes a stage once you've achieved 1 to 6 in your life, you start looking for the higher consciousness, because all your desires, all your needs, all your ambitions have been met. And now you're heading towards the connecting yourself with a higher consciousness, and side by side looking for avenues where you can help the society. How can you benefit them? That can be charity, that can be some social work, that can be an NGO, whatever comes to your mind at that time, because your three-fourths of your life is over and you have achieved what you wanted. So this is the pyramid of mastery. Please ensure you go step by step and follow these things so that your habits correlate to these steps. Physical body, what habits can I have? Good eating, healthy eating, exercising, sleep. Emotions and meaning, self-awareness, mindfulness, finding the why of my life. Why am I here? What is my purpose in life? Relationships, good communication skills, active listening, paying attention to what people are saying, empathy, time management. How do I manage my time? Do I divide my time into very important, somewhat important, least important activities? How many times do I surf the email? How many times I see my Facebook for any prompts? How many times I'm on the Instagram? What are my time stealers? That will give you time management. Career and mission, upscaling, learning, improving your skills, that will help you. And finances, simple principle of finances, spend less than what you earn. That's it. If you're earning 100 rupees, learn to live in 70 rupees. And whatever is left, invest it. Because the power of compounding is very powerful. It takes time, but once it starts, it multiplies and snowballs. Now we come to productivity. Now, when you want to be productive, I will tell you some simple questioning methods as I told you. How often do I check my phone while at work? Ask yourself this question. How do I prioritize my tasks? And when you say prioritize, it is the most difficult ones, the most hateful ones, the most feared ones should be done first. Do I make a to-do list? What to do? Today, how will I spend my day? Do I make it in the morning as I get up? Do I procrastinate? I had taken a webinar on procrastination. Most of us procrastinate. For example, it's a weekend. There's a file pending which I have to complete and give it on Monday. Today is Friday night. I say, oh, today is Friday night. Yeah, I got 2 more days. Forget it. I'll do it tomorrow morning. Next day morning, gets up late, goes out, shopping, mall. Evening, somebody's a party with friends. Sunday, same thing happens. There's a cricket match. Monday morning, work is still incomplete. Procrastination. It will take you down. So I will be giving you some goals and productivity planners. I'm on the job. And I am also making a gratitude planner and a life planner, which I will subsequently make it available to you. And that will help you stay on course and keep focused. Now, productive habits are if you have productive habits, you create an identity about yourself. Oh, this man is punctual. He's never late. This man is fit. This man knows his job. So these habits are like they are creating your identity. So if you're punctual or you're on time, that itself sends a signal to people. If you communicate well, you have a habit of of practicing vocabulary or English 15 minutes a day, that sets your identity. Now, to change habits, bad habits, once you've identified them and convert them into productive habits, you have to have a strategy, because your conscious brain does not let you leave that habit so easily. The conscious brain, what it does is that it tries to bring you back to the same old comfort zone so that the body takes over your functioning and not the brain. Now, how does body take over the functioning? There are certain chemicals which are released in our body by the brain, adrenaline, cortisol. We'll not go into that. And what happens is the body cells who have a brain of themselves, automatically start controlling your body. So you start moving, behaving in a particular way which you are used to earlier, and then you can't leave that habit and you fall back in the trap. So create a strategy. Now, have those habits, have such habits which are aligned to your goal. So you need to define your goal first. What do I want in life? What kind of life do I want? Write it down. Okay, I want to have a good house. I want to have a good bank balance. I want to have a good partner. Now, what partner? What do you want to look in the partner? Highlight them. What kind of a house do you want? Highlight it. How much finances do you want? Six figure, seven figure. By how much time? Highlight it. So create a smart goal and then choose your habits. Find your hidden habits which are not helpful to you. Work on them, delete them, and add productive habits which help you reach towards your goal. It's as simple as that, but it is not so simple as it looks. So it requires a lot of effort and you will have to do it. Now, habits are a foundation of happy life. If you have good habits, automatically you have a good personality, you have a good mindset, you have a good thought process, a positivity around you, optimism around you. But if you cannot do it, maintain it, then you'll go back into your comfort zone where you are unproductive. So now I'll quickly tell you 16 habits of mine which are very famous, which have been put across by Arthur Costa. And first is, persistence. Please start and finish what you do. Once you've started something, don't leave it halfway. Try and complete it. Communication, communication, communication. I've been harping this in my previous webinars. Whatever you wish to convey, whatever you wish to make people understand, do it with clarity and precision. It has to be to the point. They should be able to understand your point of view. Manage impulsivity. Impulsiveness is I go to gym for 3 days, then I feel impulsive. I said, no, no, no. I don't want to get up in the morning at 6:30 and go gymming and running and then come back sweating. No. Impulsive behavior. It's not going to pay you. So leave, connect carrot. Gather data of your senses, your sense of smell, sense of sight, sense of taste, sense of hearing. All these gather what happens when you're in a particular emotional state. And there will be various emotional states. So I just request you to start with just 4 states: anger, happiness, anxiety, fear. Just do 4. You'll be surprised how many times you will find it. Empathy, be empathetic towards people. Empathy means not sympathy. Understanding. If somebody is crying on your shoulder, if somebody is narrating you a story of his pain or his trouble, don't go to rush to give him a solution. Give him a shoulder to lean on and listen to his story empathetically with full regard. Flexible thinking. If something is not working, create a new approach. You should be able to change, switch, turn, recoil, go back, come forward. It's like a game of football. Then you have to have this sense of wonder and awe. Now, wonder and awe is like just in the month of May, there was this phenomenon of northern lights, aurora borealis, which happens in Scandinavia and the Nordic countries, where there are those northern lights, green and blue and all that. Ever wondered how this happens, why this happens? How does a normal seed gives out a beautiful flower called rose? So appreciate these small natural things in your life when you come across such things. Okay. Then take responsible risks. If you don't take that risk, if you don't go and jump into that place and see that, yes, I have to see what is behind this mountain, you will never succeed. But risks have to be calculated. I'm not asking you to jump in the sea and try and swim in the English Channel. It should be worthwhile. Strive for accuracy. Accuracy is maintaining your trajectory to the target. If you're aiming at something, remain focused. Don't get distracted. Be humorous. Find humor. And also, you can apply your experiences and knowledge of past experiences, which can help you do this automatically. So that's it. And now, so what do you do in personal productivity? Simply put, personal productivity is about strategy, it's about tools, it's about focus. You have to have a strategy as to how you want to go in life. How do you want to navigate in life? You have to have the right tools for it. When I say tools, it is your knowledge, skills, your capabilities, your certifications, and then your focus. The focus is your why, the purpose of your life. Then comes a clear objective, that my objective is this. It should be a single phrase, a single sentence in positive. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be the CEO of my company. Then prioritize your tasks. I prioritize it like most important, somewhat important, least important. Least important for me in a workplace would be watching my mobile for mails and social media. So this is what is important. Plan your productivity in these 6 domains which I have given you: strategy, tools, focus, clear objective, prioritizing, and organizing. Now, there are other techniques also, but there's like the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro means tomato in Italian. In this Pomodoro, this was by, it's been designed that you work for 25 minutes and take a break, 25 minutes and take a break. But that is at a later stage. We are at a nascent stage. We have just begun to find our habits. So I will give you that technique sometime later when we are available. Now we are at the top of the hour. So while on personal productivity, I'll give you 2 tips. That is, identify what is holding you back. Like for example, I gave in the beginning, why do I get scared of facing 50 people on a stage? You will get the answer. Your subconscious will give you the answer. Then second thing to do is visualize a productive or a good, happy day which is passed by in your life. Make it come alive. Add colors to it, add sounds to it, add smell to it, add some vibrancy to it, and keep that picture of that successful or the happy day in your mind so that you can play it again and again like your favorite song. Okay? That helps because that creates a picture in your subconscious mind. And it helps you believe that, yes, I can be happy. Go step by step. Take small baby steps. Today, if you want to find your hidden habits, just find 1 habit, 2 habits over a week. Nothing wrong with that. Always remember, do the difficult thing first every time, because that is what will affect your entire procedure, entire your work output because of your mental and emotional state. Take schedule breaks, and if you can delegate or automate something, do it. It's not wrong. Very good. It will give you time to be creative, time to put in some thinking and some new ideas to your work or to your creation. And track your productive time. As I said, maintain a tracker. How many hours a day have you worked? Was the work productive, unproductive? Look for a pattern in that. And then you'll find that, yes, most of the time I drift into something which I start doing. I start with productive and I drift into unproductive. So that is all. If there are any questions and answers, please shoot. I'll try and answer. You can just type in your chat box and I'll try and answer them. And meanwhile, while the questions are coming, as I said in the beginning, I do work on decision-making process, resolution for conflicts, then negotiations for business owners, finances. I also work on personal relationships. And in case you need a coach, even if you feel you don't need a coach, go find someone, if not me, but do make an effort to go in this arena and experiment this, to work with somebody who can help you walk in your journey of life and achieve your desired outcomes. So that is very important. You can reach out to me or Sunny on these. We have a group, WhatsApp group. You can join that. I've listed my mobile number and my the email. So in case anything ever you require, just drop me a mail and we'll connect. So any questions, let me know. You see, you have to work to create the life you want by working in these manner. And this will only improve you, bring you to a level where you can start. Now we are all below, like we are like like an iceberg. Our tip is out, and three-fourth of our whole mind and our thinking is below the surface level. So our aim is to come onto the surface level to be able to fly. It won't be wrong to say that my only head is on the above the surface level, my whole body is under the water. That is why instead of going up, we pop down. Our head goes into the water again and again we make another popping up. So this cycle will continue throughout your life if you don't pay serious attention to it. You have to put in an effort to change. Otherwise, the change will not happen. Right? If there are no questions, then I wish you a happy Sunday. There are a lot of activities, as I said in the beginning. There is India-Pakistan cricket match. There is French Open. There is Grand Prix motor racing. And of course, the swearing-in ceremony of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. So have a good evening. Thank you very much for being with me. And I will keep on meeting you again with some new interesting topics which will help you uh, navigate your life to your desired outcomes. Thank you.